In his essay, The Precession of Simulacra, Baudrillard explains how modern society no longer lives in a world based on reality, but in one filled with copies and images, what he calls simulations. He begins by describing a story where a map becomes so detailed that it covers the entire territory it is meant to represent. This story used to be a metaphor for how representations relate to reality. But today, this idea has reversed. Now, the map or the model comes before the real world. Our understanding of reality is shaped by images and symbols that do not reflect anything real anymore. Instead of representing the world, these simulations create a new version of it, a hyper-real version that feels real but is actually made of signs without meaning. Simulation is different from pretending. When someone pretends, the difference between real and fake is still clear. But when someone simulates, it becomes hard to tell what is real and what is fake. For example, a person faking illness knows they are lying, but a person simulating illness may actually show real symptoms even if they are not truly sick. This confusion breaks the clear line between truth and falsehood, making it harder to trust what we see or experience. He outlines how images have changed through history. First, images reflected reality, then they started to distort it. Later, they hid the fact that there was no reality left. Finally, they became pure simulacra, copies of things that never had a real original. In this last stage, reality disappears completely, and all we are left with are signs that refer only to other signs. In such a system, things like media, politics, religion, and even history are no longer about truth, they are about appearance and effect. Baudrillard gives examples to show how simulation works in real life. He talks about Disneyland, which looks like a fantasy land, but it exists to make people believe that the rest of America is real in comparison. In truth, he says all of America has become like Disneyland, a space full of simulations and models. He also talks about how political scandals like the Watergate case do not expose real truths but actually help maintain the illusion that the political system is working. These events are staged to refresh people's belief in systems of law and power, even if those systems no longer function the way they claim to. Baudrillard warns that the real world has been replaced by signs and images. We no longer seek what is true, we only seek what looks real. Society keeps producing more images to hide the fact that the real has disappeared. Everything becomes performance, repetition, or illusion. We are living in a world of hyper-reality where reality itself is simulated and the difference between the real and the fake no longer matters.